All right, Shalom Akim, Shalom, Shalom. This is your brother Zakar Allah, branched out here in Williamsport, Pennsylvania, coming with another lesson through the Spirit. Lord willing, this be edifying to the Lord's elect. All right, now before I get started with this lesson, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Ruchak, Kudash. Double honors into the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well and who teach well. Shalom to the Akim out there that's pushing the truth, that's laboring in the word, and that's pushing the gospel of the great kingdom that's soon to come. Shalom to the Akwath that's listening in, that's remaining true to the faith, and remaining faithful and submissive to their husbands and guiding their children. All right, and shalom to the hopeful elect of the 12 tribes that scattered abroad throughout the four corners of the earth, to you Israelite foreigners out there who live among the heathen and who look like those heathen nations. But your lineage goes back to the progenitors of the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel through the line of your fathers. All right, I want to say peace and blessings to you all. Barak Thumb. Okay. And I do want to apologize in advance. I am taking care of my nephew right now, so there may be some noise in the background. But I wanted to touch on this event, all right, or this situation that just happened in my town, all right, in Williamsport, Pennsylvania. All right. This is the Olive Garden that I like to go to. Obviously, it's in my town. I like to enjoy some meals there, you know what I'm saying? And I actually have a family member who works here and who actually seen this this situation unfold right before our eyes. You know what I'm saying? So this is a very at home situation, you know what I'm saying? Not close to home, but at home. So you know what I'm saying? It's really something. All right. So this is coming from the Sun, all right, and every news outlet pretty much has reported on this. And of course this has reached all the other branches throughout the country. So this is something that's going to impact a lot of business, you know what I'm saying, and how things are run. Is slock it. Come on, man, can't you make less noise? Like, go over there. It says Fryer suicide. Olive Garden chef unalived after diving headfirst into deep fryer in horrific suicide in front of screaming colleagues. All right, and my relative was among those colleagues that were screaming. So let's go into the article. You know what I'm saying, and I'm gonna break down what it is that she told me. You know what I'm saying. So I'm gonna lay it on you what she told me and what she saw at the scene. So it says an Olive Garden chef has been unalived after jumping headfirst into a searing hot deep fat fryer in an apparent suicide attempt, police have said. The worker, who has not yet been identified, all right, stripped naked before taking the horrifying plunge at the chain's restaurant in Williamsport, Pennsylvania. All right, it says horrified colleagues and customers were heard screaming as a tragic incident unfolded. Officers were called to the restaurant shortly after 4 p.m. last Friday, according to a 911 call retrieved by local outlet The Smoking Gun. An emergency dispatcher can be heard saying, "I don't have a lot of details." People screaming some kind of a burn victim in the grim recording. The operator later told officers a male victim went head first into the fryers. Okay? It says the cook was rushed. The cook was rushed to hospital with severe burn injuries, but sadly succumbed to his injuries. Officials said. It reads a female employee also suffered burns after she and several other workers tried to stop the man from injuring himself further. A second ambulance was dispatched to Olive Garden to treat her injuries. All right. Both Olive Garden and a spokesman for the Pennsylvania State Police have said the incident was a suicide attempt. Okay. Now, okay. First and foremost, there were multiple. All right, there were multiple workers that was trying to subdue this man. Okay, and it later came out that he was on narcotics. Um, so I believe the narcotic was PCP or what have you. Um, but yeah, you know what I'm saying. Whatever the narcotic was, okay, he's been on that for some time, it seems, because this isn't the first incident where he would go around naked. You know what I'm saying? But this just happened to be where he stripped down naked and he dived head first into this fire. Now, let me give you the incident recalled by my relative. Okay, and she was telling me how it was unfolding. Um, I gave her some time before I wanted to ask her questions, but I took the time to ask her last night, and so she opened up because she was really distraught. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people needed some therapy. A lot of people needed some therapy. She refuses to get therapy because she doesn't want to relive it. But she she found the strength to pretty much tell it to me. So so the guy that jumped in, you know what I'm saying? He first he stripped down. He dove into that sucker. First, he removed those. He removed the fry pans. You know what I'm saying? The pans that hold the fries. Okay, he removed them, and then he stripped him down, stripped himself down, and he dove into it like he was diving into water. You know what I'm saying? Like he was diving into a pool. He did that. You know what I'm saying? So he went head first into that sucker. And and so the co-workers was looking at him. The co-workers were looking at him terrified, and he was just sitting there. Like he was literally sitting there baking inside of that frying pan or inside that fryer. You know what I'm saying? Um, and so they tried to pull him out. You know what I'm saying? The one lady and multiple others, they tried to pull him out. They got burned themselves. And she said there was one customer because everybody was hearing the horrible screams. Everybody was hearing the terror. And one customer was an actual ex-Marine. And he went in there and tried to tried to subdue him because it took it took at least like five people. So several people had tried to subdue this man, including the former Marine. Okay, and they had to use like a broom to try and keep him pinned to the floor with burns and everything, butt naked. You know what I'm saying? And so a lot of them, they had his flesh on their clothes, on their uniforms and stuff, because his flesh was melting off. You know what I'm saying? His flesh was in a state where it just the slightest touch would pull the skin off. You know what I'm saying? So just imagine that. At the hospital, they had to heavily sedate him to get him to calm down in the hospital, right? They was planning on amputating. I think it was two of his limbs. I think one of his arms, and one of his legs, uh, to get some sort of circulation continuing because there was parts of his body that wasn't allowing the blood flow. So they was trying to amputate these things. You know what I'm saying? But before they could even go forward with the surgery, he died. All right, he died this Friday. The surgery was supposed to take place Saturday. Um. So yeah, man. This is crazy. Like I said, It's right in my town. You know what I'm saying? I go to that. I went to that Olive Garden all the time. You know what I'm saying? And this is definitely something that caused a lot of PTSD. You know what I'm saying? Um, my relative, she says that there's people who can't even sleep at night. You know what I'm saying? And it's going to take a while for them to get over it. A lot of people have quit. She herself, she's thinking about looking for another job and all that. It's things like that. But one of the things that she kept telling me, one of the things she just kept telling me was that the whole thing seemed demonic. She kept saying and she's not even a spiritual person, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? And she just says that the whole thing looked demonic, like there was spirits on him, because it took five to seven people to keep this guy pinned to the ground. You know what I'm saying? With all those burns on his body, and this wasn't the first time that he jumped in. It wasn't the first time. He didn't do it once. He did it like, was it 3 times? I think he did. 3 times he jumped in there. You know what I'm saying? So 3 times she told me. So you got to think about that. To have that kind of strength is is a supernatural interference. You see what I'm saying? Demons was jumping on this man. So that's the story. That's the story, and it affected so many people in the area. You know what I'm saying? So many people in the area. Like I was talking to one of the ladies, all right, who has a salon nearby, and she was saying how it affected her because one of her clients, Slocky, you just come over here messing with me, huh? But yeah, she said one of her clients play. Come on, now I'm busy. Go play with this over there. Go play with this over there, man. Over there. I'll play with you later. Um. So she says her client is one of those who's also related to one of the jeez, I lost my train of thought, Salakia. One of her clients is related to one of the colleagues. Okay, so, and like I said, Williamsport is a small town, so I can imagine that a lot more people were affected by just the few who was involved in this incident. You know what I'm saying? So so um so yeah, let me just get some scriptures, man, because this boy is just taking my concentration. Salakia, bear with me. All right, so this is Matthew. Matthew chapter 24 and verse 12. It says in the KJV, and because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. All right? Because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. And when you go into that word for cold, it's going into psycho. All right? The Greek word is psychos, which is where you get the word psycho. You see what I'm saying? People are becoming more and more psychotic as the days go by. You know what I'm saying? It says in the NLT, it says sin will be rampant everywhere, And the love of many will grow cold. Okay? The love of many is going to grow cold, man, because sin is rampant. Sin is rampant everywhere. You know what I'm saying? All these narcotics, all these things that's upheld in this society. You know what I'm saying? All right, speed and all that type stuff. You know, the love of many is growing cold as a result of all this madness. You see what I'm saying? Let me get another precept. All right, this is in the KJV, 2 Timothy chapter 3 and verse 1. This know also. Stop doing that, man. You know better than to do that. Stop. Go over there. This know also, that in the last days perilous times shall come. All right, perilous times shall come. In the NLT, all right, let me get this in NIV. It says, "But mark this, there will be terrible times in the last days." Terrible, terrible times in the last days, and we're gonna see a lot more people that are going crazy. I think there's the movie called The Crazies. I think that's on Timu. You know what I'm saying? That you can watch that. All right, The Crazies. It's a good movie. Okay, where the people through the contamination of the water supply, all right, became psychotic. You know what I'm saying? Became crazy. And so we're seeing more of this stuff, man. We're seeing more of this. You look at the type of stuff that they're putting inside the food supply, the water supply, all right, the amount of toxins that they're just exposing us to with all the you know the stuff that they're spraying in the air. You know what I'm saying? All right, Salakia. All right, Salakia. Um, but yeah, with all the things that they're exposing us to, you know what I'm saying? Um, this is causing people to become mad. All right. One of the elders had shared a video where this guy, this dude, he gets on the floor on the train in the subway, starts yelling and starts crawling on his belly like a snake. You know what I'm saying? Like people are losing it. People are losing it, man. And as this thing gets worse, as people lose more jobs, they lose more stability, they lose sense of morality, they lose sense of reality. All right, they're going to become more and more psychotic. Right. This is in the NLT. It says, "You should know this, Timothy, that in the last days there will be very difficult times. For people will love only themselves and their money. They will be boastful and proud, scoffing at the Most High, disobedient to their parents, and ungrateful. They will consider nothing sacred." All right, I just saw a video. of a woman saying that marriage isn't sacred. Marriage isn't something that you should hold you should hold as sacred or something. You should be able to leave these men whenever you want, however you want, wherever you want. You see what I'm saying? And do your thing. All right? It says they will consider nothing sacred. Verse 3, they will be unloving and unforgiving. They will slander others and have no self-control. All right? They will be cruel and hate what is good. They will betray their friends, be reckless. All right? And what we just saw, what my relatives saw at that Olive Garden, which made national headlines, all right, that was reckless. Okay, but more than anything, it was demonic. Okay, it was demonic. It says they be reckless, be puffed up with pride and love pleasure rather than the Most High. All right. They will act religious, but they will reject the power that could make them godly. Stay away from people like that. Okay. So yeah, man, that's pretty much what I wanted to get into. So let me get up. Let me get up out of here, man. All right. I pray this lesson was edifying to the elect of the nation of Israel. Anyway, I pray this lesson was edifying to the nation of Israel. This has been your brother Zakaria Allah, branched out here in Williamsport, Pennsylvania. In closing, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rachakodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well and who teach well. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect. Shalom.